But I have to just say, anyone who has doubted me over the past decade about this evil woman now needs to eat some humble pie.
My sources are saying that William no longer recognizes his brother. He basically says he doesn't know who this kid is. Harry has become petulant. He's become vengeful. He's very angry at all times. And William's just kind of like, hey, who the heck are you? And yes, they do blame Meghan.
Who does this? Who behaves like this?
Meghan Markle is threatening to sue the British royal family and Prince William if her titles are removed.
Harry has gotten with Meghan, and he now feels he has to protect her and, defend her at all costs, even when there's bad behavior involved.
She was the villain.
How was she dangerous?
Because of the need for her to rehabilitate her image.
4 years, the world waited for a dramatic public confrontation between Prince William and Meghan Markle. It never came. No explosive interview. No direct statement. Yet royal observers now argue that the most devastating message was delivered through something far more powerful than words, a silence so deliberate that it may reveal exactly where the future king stands. This title has strong CTR potential, but for credibility I would frame the script around William's silence and what royal commentators believe it means, rather than claiming he literally broke his silence with a direct attack, because the transcript is largely interpreting his public behavior rather than reporting a direct statement. The room was full of laughter, light conversation, and the easy charm that royal audiences have come to expect from Prince William. Yet beneath the warmth of that remarkable public appearance, many royal observers noticed something else entirely. It wasn't what William said that captured attention. It was what he didn't say. And according to several royal biographers, that silence may reveal more about the future of the monarchy than any speech ever could. When Prince William sat down for his widely discussed radio appearance, listeners expected the future king to share stories about family life, his public duties, and perhaps even a few personal reflections. What they received was exactly that. Throughout the broadcast, William appeared relaxed, humorous, and surprisingly open.
Can we talk a little bit about Catherine? Because I just wanted to say how well she did in Italy. She's just come back. That was her first foray out there since her recovery. Yeah. How proud of you are.
So proud. I'm very, very proud. She's been amazing. She's been through so much in the last couple of years, particularly.
He spoke proudly about Catherine, Princess of Wales, praising her strength during an extraordinarily difficult period for their family. He spoke warmly about Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, offering small glimpses into life behind palace walls that immediately captured headlines across Britain. For many listeners, it was one of the most relatable appearances William had made in years. Here was the future king discussing school runs, family routines, football matches, and everyday challenges in a way that felt remarkably human.
I can tell you for a fact that my sources that work under William and Catherine tell me that she is not a topic of conversation. She is not on their radar.
Oh, okay.
Harry and Meghan, what they do is not on their radar. They are not concerned about.
Yet as royal commentators began reviewing the interview afterward, a fascinating pattern emerged. Certain names never appeared. Not once. Over the course of hours, William referenced members of his family, spoke about his late grandmother, and reflected on people who have shaped his life. Yet there was no mention of Prince Harry, no mention of Meghan Markle, no mention of Archie, no mention of Lilibet. Was that simply coincidence? Or was something much larger being communicated?
Because I know it can be a little bit tricky with names and that kind of thing. So just simply Amanda is absolutely fine.
Yeah. Yes, I'll lose my title this morning. I was hoping for Dame, but it's not come yet, William. I'll talk to you about that
His
later.
Royal Highness.
His Royal Highness.
Royal observers immediately began debating the question. After all, this was not a hurried interview where topics were rushed past. This was a carefully planned public appearance watched and analyzed by millions. Every major royal event today is meticulously prepared. Palace staff understand exactly how much attention each word will receive, which is why some commentators believe the absence of those names was impossible to ignore. The timing made the situation even more interesting. For months, speculation about a possible reconciliation between Prince Harry and the royal family had continued to dominate headlines. Reports surfaced suggesting that behind-the-scenes efforts were being made to ease tensions. Stories appeared discussing whether King Charles hoped for some form of healing within the family. Every few weeks a new article would emerge claiming that communication channels remained open. Yet while those reports circulated, William remained publicly silent. And according to several royal biographers cited throughout recent discussions, that silence may not be accidental. One of the most repeated claims coming from royal commentators is that William views the situation fundamentally differently from his father. While King Charles is often portrayed as a father hoping to maintain some connection with his youngest son, William is increasingly described as a future monarch focused primarily on protecting the institution itself. That distinction matters. Because throughout royal history, personal relationships and royal responsibilities have not always pointed in the same direction. What happens when family loyalty collides with the future of the crown? What happens when forgiveness becomes difficult, but duty remains unavoidable? Those questions now sit at the center of almost every discussion involving William and Harry. Several royal commentators have argued that William's priorities changed dramatically following the public disputes that unfolded over recent years. The interviews, the documentaries, the memoir, the repeated headlines that exposed deeply personal family disagreements to a global audience. According to those commentators, William never viewed these events simply as family disagreements. Instead, they argue that he saw them as challenges to the institution he is destined to lead. Whether that interpretation is completely accurate remains a matter of debate. However, one thing has become increasingly difficult to ignore. William's public approach has remained remarkably consistent. He rarely responds. He rarely comments. And perhaps most significantly, he rarely acknowledges the controversy at all. That strategy mirrors a tradition deeply rooted within the monarchy itself. For generations, senior royals have often communicated not through direct confrontation but through carefully controlled public appearances, official priorities, and deliberate silence. Which brings us back to that radio interview. Millions listened. Millions heard William speak warmly about Catherine and their children. Millions heard him discuss family, duty, football, and the future. Yet the names that continue to dominate international headlines remained completely absent. For some observers, that silence represented dignity. For others, it sounded like distance. And for a growing number of royal commentators, it may have revealed something even more significant. A glimpse into how the future king intends to handle one of the most painful family divisions modern royalty has ever faced. Because if William's silence truly carries a message, then the question is no longer whether relations between the brothers are strained. The real question is whether the future king has already made his final decision. And if that is true, what happens when William eventually inherits the crown? If Prince William's radio appearance created questions, the reaction from royal commentators created even bigger ones, because the discussion quickly moved beyond a simple media interview and toward a far more consequential subject. What kind of king Prince William intends to become when the crown eventually passes to the next generation? For years, observers have described Prince William as cautious, disciplined, and deeply aware of the institution he will one day inherit. But recent commentary from several respected royal biographers suggests that Prince William's thinking may now be entering a far more decisive phase. Much of that speculation centers on the growing contrast between King Charles III and Prince William, a contrast that becomes more visible every time reports emerge about possible reconciliation efforts involving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. While King Charles III is frequently portrayed as a father navigating an enormously painful family divide, many royal commentators increasingly describe Prince William as someone viewing the same situation through the lens of constitutional responsibility rather than personal emotion. That distinction may appear subtle from the outside, yet within the framework of the monarchy it represents a profoundly important difference, because a father may seek healing while a future king may focus primarily on protecting the long-term stability of the institution. The reason this debate has intensified is because several royal authors have recently advanced remarkably similar arguments. Although each writer approaches the subject from a different perspective, a recurring theme continues to emerge throughout royal reporting. According to these commentators, Prince William has become increasingly convinced that the controversies surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle created lasting damage to public perceptions of the royal family. Whether supporters agree or disagree with that assessment, the important point is that multiple royal observers believe Prince William views the issue through an institutional rather than emotional framework, which changes the entire conversation surrounding the future relationship between the brothers. One of the most discussed claims involves the possibility that Prince William could pursue significant changes once Prince William becomes king. Royal commentators have speculated about reforms affecting non-working royals, a subject that rarely attracts public attention until moments of controversy force it into the spotlight. For generations, the monarchy has struggled to balance tradition with modernization, and every sovereign eventually faces decisions about how large or small the working royal family should become. What makes the current discussion unusual is that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle remain directly connected to those broader questions about the future shape of the monarchy itself. At the center of these debates sits an uncomfortable reality that few royal analysts can ignore. The relationship between Prince William and Prince Harry has never fully recovered from the series of public disputes that unfolded over recent years. The interviews generated headlines. The documentary projects generated headlines. The publication of memoirs generated headlines. Each development created another cycle of public scrutiny, and each cycle appeared to widen the distance between Kensington Palace and the Sussex household. As months turned into years, many royal observers began wondering whether the relationship had moved beyond temporary disagreement and entered something far more permanent. What makes Prince William particularly difficult to read is that Prince William rarely offers direct public responses. Unlike many modern public figures who immediately answer criticism or controversy, Prince William has consistently relied on a different approach. Rather than engaging in public exchanges, Prince William generally continues with official duties, charitable initiatives, diplomatic appearances, and family responsibilities. That strategy often frustrates commentators searching for clear answers, yet it also reflects a long-standing royal philosophy that actions frequently communicate more effectively than public arguments. For that reason, many royal observers viewed the radio interview not as an isolated event but as another piece of a much larger puzzle. Every reference to Catherine, Princess of Wales, reinforced the image of a stable future monarchy. Every story involving Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis highlighted continuity. Every mention of duty, service, and responsibility strengthened the narrative that Prince William wishes to project as future king. Within that carefully presented picture, the absence of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle became increasingly noticeable, not because Prince William criticized them, but because Prince William appeared entirely focused on a different vision of the future. That future vision may ultimately explain why discussions surrounding reconciliation remain so complicated. Even if King Charles III hopes for improved family relations, the constitutional future belongs to Prince William. Every decision made today will eventually intersect with the priorities of the next reign. Royal commentators repeatedly return to that reality because it changes the stakes dramatically. The question is no longer whether tensions exist between Prince William and Prince Harry. The question is whether Prince William believes those tensions can ever be separated from the broader responsibilities attached to the crown. As those questions continue to circulate through royal circles, one reality becomes increasingly difficult to dismiss. Prince William appears determined to concentrate public attention on Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis, and the future of the monarchy that Prince William expects to inherit. Meanwhile, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle continue building a separate life thousands of miles away in California. The physical distance is obvious. The institutional distance may be even greater. And if royal commentators are correct, the gap between those two worlds could become one of the defining stories of Prince William's future reign. Because beneath every headline, every interview, and every public appearance lies a larger issue that has yet to be fully answered. When the day eventually arrives that Prince William ascends the throne, will Prince William attempt to rebuild the bridge that once connected two brothers? Or has Prince William already concluded that protecting the monarchy requires leaving that bridge exactly where it stands today? If the growing distance between Prince William and Prince Harry represents the emotional side of the story, the constitutional side may prove even more significant, because behind the headlines, behind the family drama, and behind the endless speculation about reconciliation sits a question that strikes at the heart of the monarchy itself. What happens when the future king believes that personal relationships and institutional interests are no longer moving in the same direction? That question has become increasingly important because Prince William is no longer viewed merely as the Prince of Wales preparing for a future role decades away. The reality facing the royal family today is very different. King Charles III continues to carry out royal duties with remarkable determination, but the conversation surrounding succession has inevitably accelerated. Every major appearance by Prince William now attracts scrutiny not simply because Prince William is popular, but because millions of people increasingly view Prince William as the future face of the monarchy. For that reason, royal commentators often examine Prince William's decisions through a different lens than they use for other members of the royal family. When Prince William highlights Catherine, Princess of Wales, during public appearances, commentators see more than family affection. When Prince William emphasizes Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, commentators see more than proud parenthood. Many observers believe Prince William is gradually presenting the public with a picture of the monarchy that Prince William intends to lead, one centered on a smaller group of senior royals carrying the institution forward into the next generation. That vision matters because it appears fundamentally different from the structure that existed during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. During much of the late Queen's reign, the monarchy operated with a broader network of working royals who supported official engagements across the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. Today, however, discussions about a streamlined monarchy have become increasingly common. King Charles III supported aspects of that approach for years, yet many royal observers believe Prince William may take the concept even further when the time eventually comes. Within that context, the situation involving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle becomes more than a family disagreement. The issue transforms into a question about how the institution defines itself moving forward. Can individuals who stepped away from official royal duties continue occupying a meaningful position within the broader royal structure? Should public roles and royal privileges remain connected? What message does the monarchy send if boundaries become unclear? These are not simply emotional questions. These are institutional questions, and institutional questions often outlast personal feelings. That reality helps explain why royal experts repeatedly return to one particular theme when discussing Prince William. According to many commentators, Prince William possesses an unusually strong memory for events that affect trust. Several journalists who have covered the royal family for years have described Prince William as someone who rarely forgets moments viewed as betrayals of confidence. Whether discussing disagreements within royal households, disputes involving staff, or larger controversies affecting the institution, royal observers frequently portray Prince William as someone who carefully catalogues those experiences and incorporates them into future decisions. If those assessments are accurate, then the years following Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's departure from royal duties may have had a profound impact on how Prince William views the future. The interviews attracted global audiences. The documentary projects generated worldwide discussion. The publication of private grievances transformed family disputes into international headlines. Each event may have reinforced concerns that had already been developing behind palace walls. From the perspective of many royal commentators, the cumulative effect matters far more than any single incident. What makes this especially fascinating is that Prince William rarely attempts to publicly defend that position. Instead of delivering speeches explaining frustrations or granting interviews outlining disagreements, Prince William consistently returns to the same strategy: public service, official engagements, family priorities, future planning. As a result, royal commentators are left searching for clues within actions rather than statements, and those clues often generate even more speculation than direct comments ever could. That pattern was visible once again during the widely discussed radio appearance. While media coverage focused heavily on what Prince William said about Catherine, Princess of Wales, another conversation unfolded among royal analysts examining what Prince William chose not to discuss. In royal circles, silence has always carried meaning. Sometimes silence reflects diplomacy. Sometimes silence reflects caution. Sometimes silence reflects discipline. And occasionally, according to experienced royal observers, silence reflects a decision that has already been made internally long before the public becomes aware of it. Whether that interpretation proves correct remains impossible to verify from the outside. Only Prince William knows precisely what Prince William thinks about the future relationship with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Yet the persistence of these questions reveals how dramatically the story has evolved. A few years ago, many observers still believed time alone would heal the divide. Today, a growing number of commentators openly wonder whether the divide has become part of the monarchy's future reality. And that is where this story takes an even more intriguing turn, because while public attention remains focused on Prince William and Prince Harry, another figure may ultimately determine how events unfold over the coming years. That figure is not Prince Harry. That figure is not Meghan Markle. That figure is not even King Charles III. It is Catherine, Princess of Wales, whose influence inside the future royal court may become far more important than most people currently realize. And according to several royal observers, understanding Catherine's role could completely change how this entire story is viewed. The discussion surrounding Prince William and Prince Harry often focuses on two brothers standing on opposite sides of a deeply public family divide, yet many experienced royal observers believe that another relationship may ultimately prove more important to the future direction of the monarchy. That relationship is the partnership between Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, a partnership that has grown noticeably stronger during one of the most challenging periods the royal family has faced in modern times. Over the past several years, Catherine, Princess of Wales, has evolved from a popular royal figure into something far more significant. Royal commentators increasingly describe Catherine, Princess of Wales, as one of the monarchy's most valuable assets, combining public popularity, institutional discipline, and a remarkable ability to avoid controversy in an era where controversy often dominates headlines. While public attention frequently gravitates toward conflict, Catherine, Princess of Wales, has built a reputation around stability, consistency, and long-term commitment to royal service. That reputation carries enormous weight within a monarchy that depends heavily on public trust. For Prince William, the importance of Catherine, Princess of Wales, extends far beyond public image. During recent years, Prince William has repeatedly emphasized the central role Catherine, Princess of Wales, plays within both family life and royal life. Every major appearance involving Prince William seems to reinforce that message. Whether discussing charitable initiatives, public engagements, or family responsibilities, Prince William consistently presents Catherine, Princess of Wales, not simply as a supportive spouse but as an essential partner in preparing for the future reign that awaits them. That reality becomes particularly important when considering the larger debate surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. While commentators often focus on the tension between Prince William and Prince Harry, royal analysts frequently point out that many of the most sensitive disputes involved broader family dynamics rather than simply disagreements between brothers. Throughout years of media coverage, reports repeatedly surfaced regarding tensions involving Catherine, Princess of Wales, Meghan Markle, competing royal households, and differing approaches to royal life. Whether every report was accurate remains open to debate, but the cumulative impact of those stories undeniably shaped public perceptions. According to numerous royal commentators, Prince William's protective instincts intensified significantly whenever Catherine, Princess of Wales, became involved in public controversy. For observers who closely follow the monarchy, this point is crucial because it helps explain why some disagreements may have carried deeper emotional consequences than outsiders initially realized. While disputes involving public duties or institutional matters can often be managed through negotiation, issues involving family members frequently leave longer-lasting impressions. Several royal analysts have argued that Prince William's determination to defend Catherine, Princess of Wales, may have hardened positions that were already becoming difficult to reconcile. At the same time, Catherine, Princess of Wales, represents something larger within the monarchy's future narrative. Alongside Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, symbolizes continuity. Together, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, embody the next generation of royal leadership. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis further reinforce that image, creating a clear picture of succession stretching into future decades. For a monarchy built upon continuity, that image possesses extraordinary importance because it reassures the public that the institution remains stable regardless of temporary controversies. This may help explain why Prince William appears increasingly focused on a relatively narrow circle of priorities. Public service remains central. Catherine, Princess of Wales, remains central. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis remain central. The future monarchy remains central. When royal commentators examine Prince William's recent public appearances, they consistently identify the same pattern emerging again and again. Rather than engaging with past disputes, Prince William appears determined to keep attention fixed firmly on the future. That future-oriented approach creates an interesting contrast with the ongoing media fascination surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Every new interview, documentary project, business venture, or public statement involving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle inevitably generates another cycle of headlines. Yet Prince William rarely appears interested in participating in that cycle. Instead, Prince William continues building a separate narrative focused on duty, service, family, and institutional continuity. Whether intentional or not, the contrast has become increasingly visible to audiences around the world. The significance of that contrast extends beyond personality differences. Royal experts often argue that modern monarchies survive by controlling narrative direction. Institutions cannot eliminate controversy entirely, but institutions can decide which stories receive priority. From that perspective, Prince William's repeated emphasis on Catherine, Princess of Wales, charitable work, family life, environmental initiatives, and future planning may represent more than ordinary public relations. It may represent a deliberate effort to define the next era of the monarchy before Prince William even reaches the throne. That possibility becomes especially intriguing when considering what happens after King Charles III. Eventually, attention will shift from what Prince William thinks as heir to what Prince William does as king. Decisions that currently exist only as speculation could become reality. Institutional reforms could move from discussion to implementation. Long-standing questions regarding titles, roles, responsibilities, and royal structure may finally receive definitive answers. At that moment, the public will discover whether years of commentary accurately captured Prince William's intentions or misunderstood them entirely. Until then, observers remain left with fragments, patterns, and signals. A carefully chosen appearance here. A notable absence there. A repeated emphasis on Catherine, Princess of Wales. A consistent focus on Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Piece by piece, those signals contribute to a larger portrait of the future monarch taking shape before the world's eyes. And as that portrait becomes clearer, one question grows increasingly difficult to ignore. If Prince William is already showing the public what the future monarchy will look like, where exactly does Prince Harry fit into that picture? More importantly, what happens if Prince William eventually concludes that Prince Harry no longer fits into that picture at all? As this story moves toward its conclusion, it becomes increasingly clear that the most important development may not be anything Prince William has publicly said. The most important development may be the pattern Prince William has established over several years, a pattern that has remained remarkably consistent despite countless headlines, endless speculation, and repeated attempts by commentators to predict the next chapter in the royal family saga. Throughout that period, Prince William has rarely deviated from the same approach. When controversy dominated international headlines, Prince William focused on official duties. When interviews generated global debate, Prince William concentrated on charitable initiatives. When books, documentaries, and media projects reignited old disagreements, Prince William continued presenting a public image centered on Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis, and the future responsibilities attached to the crown. Whether supporters view that approach as strength or stubbornness, the consistency itself has become impossible to ignore. That consistency is precisely why the recent radio appearance attracted such intense scrutiny among royal commentators. Millions of listeners heard Prince William discuss family life, football, public service, and Catherine, Princess of Wales, with warmth and genuine enthusiasm. Yet many royal observers walked away focusing on something entirely different. Royal observers focused on what was missing. Royal observers focused on which names never entered the conversation. Royal observers focused on whether that silence represented diplomacy, disappointment, or a message intentionally delivered without creating another public confrontation. The challenge for outside observers is that Prince William rarely provides direct explanations. Unlike many modern public figures who routinely clarify positions through interviews or social media, Prince William continues operating within a royal tradition that often allows actions to speak louder than statements. That approach leaves room for interpretation, which is exactly why debates surrounding Prince William and Prince Harry continue year after year. Every public appearance becomes evidence. Every omission becomes evidence. Every gesture becomes evidence. And every observer arrives at a slightly different conclusion. Yet one reality remains difficult to dispute. The relationship between Prince William and Prince Harry appears fundamentally different from the relationship that once existed when the two brothers were viewed as inseparable figures representing the future of the monarchy together. Public appearances that once highlighted unity have been replaced by separate paths, separate priorities, and separate public identities. Prince William increasingly represents continuity within the institution, while Prince Harry has chosen a life largely outside the royal framework. Regardless of where individual sympathies may lie, that transformation represents one of the most significant changes in modern royal history. The larger question now concerns what happens next. If reconciliation eventually occurs, historians may look back on this period as a painful but temporary chapter within a much longer family story. If reconciliation never occurs, historians may view these years as the moment when two branches of the same family permanently moved in different directions. At present, nobody outside the inner circles of the royal family can answer that question with certainty. Not journalists. Not commentators. Not biographers. Only the people directly involved know whether the possibility of rebuilding trust still exists. What makes the situation even more fascinating is that time itself may become the decisive factor. The monarchy is an institution that measures history in decades rather than news cycles. Emotions that feel permanent today sometimes evolve. Relationships that appear beyond repair occasionally recover. At the same time, certain divisions deepen with every passing year. Whether Prince William and Prince Harry ultimately follow the first path or the second remains one of the greatest unanswered questions facing the royal family. For now, however, the public can only judge what is visible. What is visible is a future king focused intensely on Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis, and the responsibilities waiting beyond the horizon. What is visible is a Prince of Wales who appears determined to shape the future rather than revisit the past. And what is visible is a silence that continues generating discussion long after the interview itself ended. Perhaps that silence means nothing more than a desire to avoid reopening old wounds. Perhaps that silence reflects a private family matter that should remain private. Or perhaps, as many royal commentators now believe, that silence represents a glimpse into how Prince William intends to lead when the crown eventually passes to the next generation. Only time will reveal the answer. But one thing is certain. The next chapter of the British monarchy will not be written by Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, journalists, commentators, or social media debates. The next chapter will be written by Prince William, the future king, and every signal Prince William sends today is being studied because millions of people understand that those signals may become tomorrow's reality. So what do you think? Was Prince William's silence simply an effort to avoid more family conflict? Or was Prince William quietly delivering a message about the future of the monarchy without ever saying the words directly? Share your thoughts in the comments below because this debate is far from over. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest royal family analysis. And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.